California Governor Gavin Newsom responded to another onslaught of criticism from President-elect Donald Trump and his allies as they blamed Democrats' handling of the wildfires, slamming the government as incompetent on Sunday.
There is a serious lack of competent governance in California, and I think it's part of the reason why these fires have gotten so bad.
With respect to the future vice president, I didn't hear his remarks, but I would invite him, as I did Donald Trump, to visit with the community, express empathy of the scale of this tragedy, and be here for the American people.
Do y'all remember a couple of years ago when Donald Trump was saying that they could give California more water than they will ever need, because the water, essentially what they were doing was they was diverting the water instead of, taking the water and putting all the waters in their fire hydrants and everything like that. They also weren't doing checks with their fire hydrant and everything to make sure that it was water in them. Okay? So, do y'all remember that happening? And this is around the time where Donald Trump was also, standing by Gavin Newsom. He was actually standing by him. So there was a time when he was standing by Gavin Newsom, and he was saying he was okay even when Gavin Newsom weren't really agreeing with Donald Trump and, was showing that he really didn't rock with Donald Trump, honestly. And once it was time to sign it in order for Gavin Newsom to, obviously get water for California and everything, because, the water was being diverted, so it wasn't being used. He didn't want to take the water, into California and everything like that. So now we have an issue where there has been wildfires in California, and we even have it to the point to where, look, you have people that actually went around and they're starting fires now, and one of them was also found out to be an illegal immigrant. Crazy enough, right? And it goes back to what I was saying, how we fund for the people that is not from here, and the United States is actually more for people in the other country than they are for their people right now. Okay? It's at an all-time high. Now, something that they haven't been doing is, like I said, the fire hydrant check and everything like that. So now you have a situation where, hey, you have firefighters that's going out there working for $10 a day, $10.28 a day. You have firefighters that's going out there and they really can't do much, because look, if you don't have any water in the fire hydrants, what are you going to do? And that's why they say Gavin Newsom is incompetent, which he is. It's just like how Brandon Johnson is incompetent. It's just like how you have just these people that's running our country that's not for our country. Okay? Because somebody got to be getting paid on the back end, honestly.
Happened to reside here in Southern California.
This after Trump blasted Newsom and Los Angeles leaders like Mayor Karen Bass last week, claiming their liberal policies have made the crisis worse. Our panel is back. Megan Hayes, this is obviously, this kind of disaster is a massive testing moment for any politician. This is where it gets extraordinarily real. You have seen Gavin Newsom try to be out front. His videos of himself walking through the rubble, meeting with people. He did multiple national news interviews over the weekend. There's also the mayor, Karen Bass. Is the criticism that they're receiving here legit?
I mean, some criticism, of course, is legit. I'm not sure that this is the time to be having this criticism. I'm not sure how the governor or the mayor control 100-mile-an-hour winds and a drought. So I'm not sure exactly how they were supposed to stop those things. I also think that there has been some real misinformation and disinformation coming from the president very early on, and some of his friends, I guess, that spread some of this. It's some unfair criticism. Of course, there is criticism here. Of course, that people can always.
I don't agree with her. I don't think it's unfair criticism if you have been told, not even specifically about the wildfire. I'm talking about just having some water there for if just in case things like this happens, because a lot of stuff in California happens a lot. You have, man, it is terrible out there. They have so much disasters that happens out there, earthquakes, they just have a bunch of natural disasters that happens out there in California. And it never seems like Gavin Newsom is doing the job that he's supposed to be doing as, you know, the governor out there. And I think it might be his calling, like, honestly. It might be his calling because you're not the right man for the job. Someone that, if you understand California in the way that it's based off of, you understand that California right now, they're essentially, I think California is hell on earth, if you ask me. If you look at the videos and you pay attention to what has happened and you look around and you, like, there was a view of somebody on a plane, and above that plane you can see all of the wildfires and you can see that it was still continuing. You can see the burnt parts of the area too. You can see all of that in this one video, and somebody was on a plane and they were leaving California. That shit looks scary. It looks like something off of a movie. And this is not, they're not handling this the right way at all. Because now you have to have people like the Elon Musk, people bring in people with Cybertrucks and just to go out there to help them out. You have to, now you want the assistance of Donald Trump and all of them now, but before you didn't need the assistance of them. And this to me is, like I said, it's the definition of somebody that's incompetent, somebody that don't want to do the job. They're not capable of doing the job, but they just have the job. Okay? That's a problem that's going on now in America, is we want people hired, but we don't want them to actually, you know, do exactly what needs to be done. We want them hired because we like them. But when it's time to do things, we gonna complain, but we ain't gonna ever take no steps to make it get solved. Because somebody has to be held accountable for what's going on. And even if you can minimize the damages or whatnot, just by having fire hydrants filled up, you know, and a lot of them, basically all of them, this wouldn't be as bad of an issue, but it still would be an issue. Okay? But other than that, make sure y'all leave a like for the algorithm. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. If this is your second time watching, leave a like. Third time, subscribe. Thank you guys for all of the love y'all have been showing me on YouTube. Other than that, have a good evening, good day, good night, wherever y'all at watching this video.